What's up, guys? This will be that Marvel movie news mashup video that I said I was gonna do. And first off, I want to start with the news that's been coming out lately about the Incredible Hulk as far as cinematic and television future. And one thing is that one of the animation guys, the head animator on the Avengers, said that if they do go ahead with the Hulk TV show that's going to be on ABC, that Hulk in that show would look pretty much crappy compared to what was in the Avengers, because after being redone 3 times, they finally managed to get it right, and it just doesn't. I mean, you can't just have a little TV show come out and show something that's just lesser quality than that. I mean, it'll cause outrage with some of the people who are like up on that, like like they really care about that type of stuff. And quite frankly, if they do get the money and the budget to do him in that capacity, it would honestly take too long to have him rendering and motion capture and all that. I mean, it would take too much time and effort to a basis where you can have a good episode out every week with him appearing. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to Hulk out every episode, but in the ones where he does appear, you can't just have it be like freaking the 1960s TV show version where he was just some guy in paint and body spray. I mean, you have to do it good or not do it at all, which is why I feel that this series should. Well, if they do manage to get it right, I will definitely watch it. I will enjoy it. But if they need to sit back, look at it, and do it good themselves before they just rush in and give us something terrible. And as far as his movie future goes, they're stating that there will not be any second Hulk movie until after the second Avengers, which kind of makes sense that they want to pick him to sort of push off to the side while they move on with these other characters, because his movie was the lowest grossing out of all the Phase 1 Marvel Cinematic Universe films. So it kind of makes sense that he would be the one to kind of push off to the side to make room for other characters and places to be introduced. But an upside to this, which I hope it comes to fruition, is that they are talking about doing a potential Planet and World War Hulk movie, which was, in my opinion, a great comic book series. I mean, it was very entertaining to say the least, and it'll be nice to see how it works out. And and maybe if they could get maybe Sony and Fox to sort of play nice and have the actors who are playing Professor Xavier and Reed Richards sort of appear on there as the Illuminati from the comic books that are the reason that he gets sent out into space, that would be good. A huge boost in profits for both companies, for all three companies, and it will prove that they don't necessarily have to own the rights for this universe to still kind of coexist and include all these characters. Which sort of leads me to my next one. Mark Miller will be overseeing the Fox's Marvel Cinematic Universe, which it could work out because the X-Men and the Fantastic Four universes are large enough to include a plethora of characters and events and destinations, while still having that grounded here on Earth type of feel about it. But I feel that if they do go along with this, they should probably work out some type of agreement with Marvel where certain characters from their films can appear in Marvel's films, certain characters from Marvel films can appear in their films. That way they still kind of interconnect without them totally giving over the rights, like they were about to do with the Amazing Spider-Man, where the Oscorp Tower was supposed to be featured in the New York skyline, but by the time they got the agreement down and everything, the New York skyline was already rendered and everything for the Avengers, so they just shipped the idea. And it'll probably happen in the next film where New York is featured. So that's that little part there. And next is Thor 2. They're just talking about them going full nine realm to all the nine realms or worlds of Norse mythology. Just to name like two or three, because I don't know and can't really pronounce them all. Midgard, which is Earth, Asgard, which you already know, and Surtur, Jotunheim, Valhalla. They're talking about featuring all those in Thor: The Dark World, which I don't think it will work out too well in the long run. It seems like a good idea now, but unless they're going to make a super long movie, that will not work, because we barely even got enough balanced time between Asgard and Earth in the original Thor movie. So how are you going to balance showing 9 different areas in one film? I mean, unless he doesn't necessarily do something major in each one, like maybe he just passes through one to get to the other, something like that. And I feel that unless done correctly, it could be a little bit too much overload on, all these little magical, mystical places in outer space and everything. Because they have a good balance going with it already. So I just don't want to see them mess it up and they end up having the movie be called terrible. And sort of doubling back to what I was talking about, to when I was talking about the X-Men earlier. Patrick Stewart is going to return as Professor Xavier in the X-Men sequel to X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, I believe it's called. I mean, it's going to be a time travel film, which those films are always kind of shaky because no one really knows just how time travel works. I mean, I certainly don't. I don't know if any of you do, but if they can get it to work, that'll be great. And that's a little thing right there. And doubling back to the beginning when I was talking about Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, that could potentially feature or introduce Scar, who was the son of Hulk, the son of the Hulk, and he is just as strong as his father, if not even stronger when he reaches full adulthood. So it'll be nice to see him featured. But I say that they don't go straight ahead with Planet and World War Hulk until maybe they have a second film where She-Hulk or the Red Hulk is introduced. One of those characters. Either or is fine. And maybe then kind of move into Planet and World War Hulk. Now, last thing I want to talk about is Thanos. He has been confirmed to be featured in both Guardians of the Galaxy and the second Avengers. And I see him in the second Avengers either having someone else do his dirty work again like Loki did, or if he does come in and actually do some fighting, it'll probably be like the last 10 to 15 minutes of action scenes, and maybe he fights with the Hulk and Thor for a little bit, and then maybe he realizes that he's gonna need more power than what he already has to deal with them, and he goes off on his quest for the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Gems. Or maybe if he doesn't already have the Gauntlet, he goes to Asgard, steals the Gauntlet from Odin's treasure or weapons vault or whatever, and then goes on a quest for the Infinity Gems. So that's it for this part. So this should be the end of the video. If not, then I'll probably cut this and put it towards the end. So leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll get back to you guys in the future. Peace out.